Hey folks, rinimt here, and welcome to Crime Opera, the Caterpillar Candids. Thank you, eastasiasoft, for the code. Let's begin. Thanks for downloading the Crime Opera companion piece. Caterpillar Candids features short stories from the Crime Opera universe that takes place shortly before, during, or shortly after the events of the Butterfly Effect, which I have not played, unfortunately. It's highly recommended that you finish that game to completion before starting on this one. Well, additionally, we have added the Beyond Butterfly Director's Commentary story as a bonus. To save your state, please open the main menu options. To those wanting a quicker save route, there's a quick save feature appearing at the bottom right of your screen during your read. Please choose which story you would like to read. Alright, Day in Strife. So we have 5 different ones here. I guess depending on how long each one is, we'll split them that way. But let's go. A Day in the Strife, the untold story of Terry Childers. Monday. Come on. Where the hell's a payphone when you need one? Look up and down the street. No luck. Well, I wouldn't say no luck so much as that's just my luck. Down and out as always. Can't seem to catch a break. Don't ask for much, do I? God, Ma's gonna be scared of her wits if I don't talk to her soon. No choice. Gotta cross. I dart across the way as soon as an opening comes up between the moving cars. As I could have guessed, I almost got hit along the way. Don't they even see me? Am I that goddamn invisible? Christ, I walk around all day feeling like there's somehow a target on my back when I actually need some acknowledgement in my existence. You think I can get any? Nope. No way in hell. Finally. I spot the payphone booth and run over to it as quickly as I can. Takes me a second to thumb around for a coin in my pocket. Almost started to lose my shit when I couldn't feel one after a few seconds. Guess that's as close to a break as a guy like me is likely to catch. I pop it in and start dialing. Come on, Ma, pick up. Hello? Ma, it's me. Terrence. Oh, Terrence. It's simply wonderful it's simply awful what they're doing. Wow. It's simply awful what they're doing. Slow down, Ma. What's going on now? They're taking everything. They said they can't hold on any longer and that they don't have any choice. Terrence, they're taking all of my things. Ma, you need to stall them just a little longer. These guys put in a full 8-hour day. Just tell them I've got the money and this is all about to get sorted out. Oh, that's wonderful. You've got the money, just like you said you would. Well, no, not quite yet. Al wasn't around, but I'm gonna find them, Ma. You just need to keep them there a little longer. Can you do that? I'll try. Oh dear, what are we going to do? Good question, especially because I lied. Al was exactly where I figured he'd be. A lot of good that did, though. Come on, Al, this is my mother we're talking about here. I don't give a rat's ass, Mr. Childers. You did a couple small jobs for me and your work was subpar at best, as far as I'm concerned. That's that. I'll do anything. Or about the tossed on the street. She's old and not in the best of health, and she has cats. Stop calling me that. I'm not your buddy, Mr. Childers, nor am I your equal. I don't do favors even for friends. I run a business here, and I'm not in need of your services any longer, so please, have some dignity and just let it go. Oh, jeez. Look, just hang tight, okay? I'll be there as soon as I can. I hang up before she has a chance to pipe up. God knows she had a lot more to say about it. I just don't have any more answers. I'm at my wit's end. All these years pulling jobs for that son of a bitch, and where's it got me? Nowhere. Christ, I mean, I know so much about him and his stupid operations. I could... No, cool it down, Terry. Don't even think like that. That's how most guys in this business their business wind up dead. Al may be a smug prick, but he isn't someone you want to turn your back on either. He's a pretty powerful guy. Not like a Bianchi powerful or anything, but Bianchi. Been a long time since I've had a run-in with his boys. I mean, thank God, those people are trouble. Hans Bianchi himself, he's actually kind of an alright guy. Not that you'd want to cross him either, but my few interactions with the guy were okay. Doubt he remembered me, actually, if I hadn't known who he was at the time. Kinda doubt I'd even remember him. Hans has a pretty storied history with the Mafia, after all. Kind of a shame what happened between him and the gallows, really. Heard he and Anthony used to be pretty inseparable back in the day. Nah, Hans isn't the one to be afraid of. Not nowadays, anyhow. People who run things for him, on the other hand, they're dangerous as all hell. And The reason for that, of course, is Bianchi's aging out. Doesn't have the same handle on things as he used to. Mine's kinda going. At least that's what Owl's guys have been saying. According to them, Hans used to run a pretty tight little ship. Only the most dangerous and most experienced men would be brought into the fold when he was in his prime. That's how he managed to keep the upper hand over the Gallo family for so long. But now, with him taking a step back from everything, all those psychos who work for him have free reign to do whatever they want. Does he know what's going on? I'm sure he's got some idea. Not sure if he doesn't care, if he just feels like it's all getting away from him, out of his control. A little sad, actually. I heard his kids hate him, though. Tough way to end the legacy. If I had something I could offer him, now that would be something. That'd save Ma's house for sure. But I don't have anything right now. Nothing but a bunch of information and all these crooks that get me killed if I ever spilled it to anyone worthwhile. And be honest with yourself, sir. You're too much of a pansy to try it, even if the opportunity did present itself, right? It's hard not to feel like the biggest loser around. I want so badly, just for once, to stop feeling sorry for myself. But here I am again, another conundrum. Al's out, Bianchi's out. Who all else is left for me to turn to? Certainly not the Gallo sign. The people they employ are a lot more under control than Bianchi's men are. That Zonder guy scares the living heck out of most people, so the brothers have a pretty decent grasp over those under their employ. And Gerald's a pretty respectable guy, so people like dealing with him. Kind of a good combo, that whole good gangster, bad gangster thing they have going. Of course, you don't just waltz up to either one of them and introduce yourself and go on asking a favor. They don't know me. Even if I did have something to offer them, it's not like they trust me. Nah, the only one in that family I do know is their ma, Loretta. Scared lady in her own way, but the couple dealings I've had with her went well enough. She may even kind of remember me. Maybe. Christ, am I that desperate that I'm actually considering asking the Gallo matriarch for her favor? Has it actually come to that? Yeah, I guess it has. All the Gallos seemed keen on hiring me for any more jobs in the future anyway, right? Maybe my services would be welcomed elsewhere. Besides, even if I can save Ma's house today, there's no telling what'll happen next week or the week after that. What if the Gallos actually need a guy like me around? A guy like me. There I go again, kidding myself. I stink of desperation. No one needs my services. I'm nothing. I drive trucks every once in a while, take merch from point A to point B. Anyone can do the jobs I've been doing for Al over the years. That's why it was so easy for him to be rid of me. I'm as replaceable as they come. Still, I don't have any other choice. I've got to take the chance now, because I know if I let this all pass, not only will Ma and I lose everything, I'll probably never even consider doing something as bold as this ever again. You can never really know until you try at something. That's why I have to do this. I get out of the cab and keep my eyes away from the drivers. I can't bear to face him after skipping out on the tip. I'm already regretting this decision. Loretta probably isn't even here. She lives alone in her apartment downtown, so if the rumors are to be believed. And the few times I did joint work for her and Al, the meetings were here at her son Xander's house. They have an office room upstairs that they use for their rap plannings and whatnot. Who the hell are you? Holy crap, that guy scared me. Hold it together, man. Hi, Wait, no, you and I pulled a job together a while back. You here to see Xander? Huh, he does look a little familiar, actually. Now that his glasses are off, yeah, I guess we did. Loretta, if she's here. He turns and waves towards the house, and I follow him up the walkway. Please, God, tell me this is a sign that my luck's about to change for the better. Who's this? We seem to have stumbled into a bit of a heated meeting between Loretta and her son. The guy who took me up here gives a brief introduction, letting them know how he remembers me and who I represent. Kinda wish he hadn't done that. He closes the door after leaving, and suddenly I feel like I'm surrounded by a pack of wolves. Terry Childers? What do you want? Busy. No, we're absolutely done here. Do as I say, Xander. Ma! She doesn't say anything, just stares at him intently until he grunts in frustration and takes his leave. He gives me a really nasty look on his way out. I take it you weren't here to see him. Good guess. No, ma'am. I came to see you. I know you probably don't remember me, but I've been doing work for Albert Morris on and off through the years. And, well, I've been a little guy. I'm in a bit of a rough spot right now, and he doesn't have any work for me. And I was kind of hoping, if there's anything you needed, anything at all. I do remember you, Terry. And yeah, we've got plenty of work. But I'm not gonna give it to you. Do you know why? My heart lurches up into my throat at those words. What do I do now? Will my voice even work if I try to use it? What can I even say? Why? It's the look. The whole thing is just off. That desperate look on your face, this lump of your neck, those clothes. I'm not shocked that Albert would hire someone so weaselly looking, but I'm not him. I don't trust you. You're an ugly human being, Terry. I'm sure you've been told that before, so I'm not telling you something you don't already know. My face is suddenly getting really hot. My vision is going wonky. This woman, she seemed so nice the first time I met her. Now, look into my eyes. I want you to look into them and ask yourself, does this look like a woman who does favors for people she doesn't trust? Is that how she got to where she is? And then I want you to ask yourself, what do you think she would like to do with people who think it pertinent to waste her valuable time? I'm sorry. Yeah, and I'll get out of your way now. I'm sorry. Very sorry. Do that again, Terry. Give my best to Albert, if and when he decides you're worth the risk of hiring again. I couldn't get out of there fast enough. Every step I took felt like it could have been my last. But I feel like I ran down the hallway once I gotten out. But just as I feel like I'm home free, I run into the other son. Ah, friend, just on your way out? Yes, just speaking with your mother a bit, that's all. Shut up, shut it, Terry. Why the hell would you say all that? Stupid nervous wreck, you're getting yourself killed. I can tell by the look on your face she's in one of her foul moods again. I appreciate the warning, whether intentional or not. I'm Joe, the oldest son of the family, and you are? Terry Childers. I work for Hans Bianchi. Why would you lie to him? Idiot, he's gonna find out if he doesn't already know. Maybe he's testing you. You don't know how deep his intel goes. Damn it, after running with his ma, though. No wonder my brain isn't working right. Bloody thing probably thought this throw him off my trail, but that isn't right at all. Loretta knows who I work for. If the matter were ever to come up between them, then they'd really be suspicious about me while I'm lying to them. She's gotta hold it together. Think, Terry. Why would the matter come up? Sure, she just threatened you, but you're small potatoes. You think you're actually worth her second thought? No way in hell. You're fine. You're safe. And the less truth this guy knows about you, the better, right? No taking it back now, anyway. Huh. Just what business does he have with us now? I can assure you it doesn't matter now. Huh. Sounds about right. Be sure to give him my regards, nonetheless. Take care, Mr. Childers. Yeah. Take care. Phew, now get out of here. Tuesday. What a night. Horrible. Mom was absolutely crushed when I showed up and didn't have the money. Spent the night at a crummy motel with her, listening to her cry for hours on end. Nothing I could do. And I spent the morning and afternoon sorting through what we did manage to bring with us to see if I can hawk a few items for money. And as my fortune continues, I got a whole lot of nothing for it. Most of the stuff was deemed pretty worthless, no more than a few bucks here and a few bucks there. Unlike this dingy old camera, which the pawn shop owner flat out refused to take because it looks so shitty. I mean, it still works, there's even a full roll of film in it. Should have been worth at least a few measly dollars if you ask me. Thought creeps up on me that if I head back now, I'm gonna have to listen to Ma carry on from where she left off. Not so appealing, so I decided to take the long way home. I don't know if I've suddenly developed a death wish or whatever, but for some reason I get the idea in my head to go by one of the old job haunts. So it's the spot where Albert and Loretta had a joint operation going. Apparently not even their sons knew about it yet. Broad still has her secrets from them, it seemed. Why would I go there now? Who knows? Maybe I'm feeling sentimental, thinking back to better times. That was a good job we pulled there. I thought I was keen just being allowed to be a part of it. Turns out, not so much. I get there and almost immediately spot shadowy figures moving about near the warehouse. Huh, because the job was being pulled tonight after all. That means I really have been left out. I should feel gutted by it, but it's hard to feel anything anymore. Last 2 days have just been too full of disappointment for anything else to have much of an effect on me. stand corrected? Gerald Gallo. Guess he knows about the operation now. I make myself hidden, given how suspicious it'd look if he saw me again right now. This power box seems like a good enough cover. I can even hear what's being said if I listen closely. Make it quick. If anyone finds out we're here, we could be a dead man walking. Not a word to anyone. That's interesting. I don't know exactly what it means, but its importance is obvious. Who's pissing off Gerald? Gerald? Surely not Mother Dearest. Bianchi? Maybe we can move the screw out over? What could it be? I move my head a little closer to the power box to try and hear more and almost drop the camera! I have a camera! I have a camera, and Gerald Gallo is doing something he shouldn't be doing. I could use this. I could maybe get a pretty penny for this info if I can figure out the right buyer. Calm down, man. Make sure you turn the flash off first and foremost. I have to get at least one of these pictures turns out in this light. Move around, take shots from different angles. All I need is one clear shot of Gerald, and at least one somewhat decent show of the surroundings. Can use up a whole roll of film, there's gotta be at least one that turns out well enough. I think about maybe getting close enough to take a shot of the merch being moved into the truck, but it's just too much of a risk. Hopefully this will be good enough. It's all over within about 10 minutes or less. They leave and I'm free to move around without worry. This was it. This was the big break I needed. If it only had happened 2 days ago, before we lost the house. Doesn't matter now, I've still got the future to figure out, and this could be the key to solving any further problems for me and Ma. Wednesday. I got the film developed this morning. Most of them turned out like shit, but there were a couple really good ones that really got me excited. I've been thinking about it and thinking about it. Every time I thought to myself that maybe I should go see Al about what I saw, I just couldn't bring myself to do it. I mean, screw that guy. He left me out to hang. If he's getting screwed over here, good. Gerald treated me better yesterday than Al ever did. It just doesn't make any sense I go crawling back to him. That's stupid enough to go and try and blackmailing the gallows. Screw that. That'd be suicide. So either I sit on them and do absolutely nothing, or I try my hand with Bianchi. I know that's risky in its own way, but I can't just sit back and let opportunity slip away. That's how I ended up here in the first place, not taking enough risks. After reaching out to a few guys I worked with in the past, I was finally able to get an appointment to see him. I made sure Bianchi was aware of its urgency. Even got an invite to his mansion. I was actually really surprised by that. Mr. Childers, was it? Welcome to my home. I'd say to make yourself comfy and whatnot, but I was told you've got some manner of urgency regarding the gallows. Yeah, really, Mr. Bianchi, you can't know how much I appreciate you meeting with me. Think nothing of it. Let's go upstairs. I don't want no peepers listening in. Know what I'm saying? Of course. He leads me up to the mansion's attic. It's much smaller than I figured it'd be, but it's a nice little safe spot, I guess. He then turns to me expectantly. So what you got for me? I hand over the pictures. I took these last night. I don't know much of what I was seeing, but I overheard Gerald saying that they shouldn't have been there doing what they were doing. I know it's a shot in the dark here, but I was wondering if maybe the location was a place of significance to you? Kid, you have no idea. He scowls and looks through the pictures, and slowly a smile creases the sides of his mouth. I have to admit, you done good. You done real good. I'm gonna tell you a bit of a story. Not too many people know of it. I think you's earned it. Your Gallo brother and me, we go way back. That one's too long to tell, but the thing of it is, we still have a bit of a side venture between us. And that's what you stumbled on. It's a pretty big secret, capiche? Very lucrative. Not even his son's supposed to know about it. See, over the last few months, some of these shipments have been interrupted. We've been robbed. Some of our boys even lost their lives during these raids. No one could figure out who was behind it all. Rand has been blaming me, and I've been blaming her. We've both been after Albert over it some. Lo and behold, looks like it was your own son Gerald the whole time, right under her nose. So you see what it is you brought me here? This is exactly what I've been after. I try to contain my excitement. Is it purely excitement? Maybe it's partly anxiety. He's feeling some major stuff to be here. Maybe he just plans it off me afterwards. No, you showed him your value, Terry. You did this right. For once. So you see why I'm telling you all of this? You just give me your 7 grades, Bible stuff here. Enough you could cause a war, or in my case, exhort the living heck out of her. And I know exactly what I'm gonna ask for. I'm very happy to have been of service, Mr. Bianchi. You betcha you is! What do you want? You think you'll find I'm a pretty generous guy? All things considered, ask for anything. Honestly, Mr. Bianchi, I was hoping to secure a few jobs here and there. My mom, she and I lost our house the other day, and... Of course, you got money problems. You ain't no sweat, kid. Look, you and me can discuss that old soon. Meantime, we's gonna celebrate. Let's go downstairs and crack out the good champagne. And so we did. We dined like royalty, drank until our heart's content, and worked out a deal for me to be under his employ. Permanently. Sure, I feel a little too much about my situation. Let him know all about how Albert and Loretta treated me. After all that drinking, I didn't feel the need to be cautious anymore. After all, he told me way more than I told him. We're talking like seriously confidential stuff that no mafia man should be telling to someone they just met. It was crazy. He showed me the lay of the mansion, boasted about his security setup, showing me all the expensive gadgetry, and introduced me to a few men he had on patrol. It's a night to remember, that's for sure. So why do I feel so sore about it? Thursday. Back already. I gotta tell you, kid, I got a hangover like you wouldn't believe. Sorry about you, sir. I was just tossing and turning all night thinking about a conversation yesterday. Is it okay if we discuss it a bit? Sure thing. I'm feeling real lousy right now, so let's wait till tonight. I'm heading out to the warehouse tonight, helping the boys further investigate the matters. Meet me there around 11. It took a little while for me to figure out what it was that was bothering me so bad. Turns out it was just plain old-fashioned guilt. By the looks of it, I had thrown the only decent Gallo family member to the wolves, the only one in that family to have given me any kind of respect. And he's a pretty well-respected guy amongst his men to begin with. Xander and Loretta, not so much. Just what in the hell was going to happen to him now? How good of a chance is there that an all-out mafia war could break out over this? How many people will be killed all because of these pictures that I took? And of those killed, would Gerald Gallo be one of them? If his mother found out he betrayed her so badly, there's no telling how far she could have punished him. She's got a tough reputation to maintain after all, and another son to take over for her when she passes. It was all just becoming a bit too much of a burden for me. I had to at least try to convince Hans to hold off a bit. Maybe keep it until it's needed to actually prevent a war from breaking out. Would he go for it? I spot Hans amongst a small crowd of men and make my way over to him. He looks at me a bit curiously, as if we never even discussed having this meeting. Was he maybe still drunk from the stop I just mentioned earlier? Mr. Childers, what can I do for you for? Yep, he's completely forgotten. Mr. Bianchi, I was wondering if I could have a moment of your time. Of course you can, I'm all ears. It's regarding those photos at the warehouse? You mean the ones at Gala? Of course that's what I mean. What the hell else could I be referring to? Yes, those ones. Sure, what about them? Don't suppose there's any chance I could get you to hold off on showing them to his mother? And why would I want to do a thing like that? Well, it's quite simple, really. Is that so? How come I not saying it? Oh, gotta be careful. Remember who it is that I'm talking to. Not drinking buddies tonight. We're boss and an employee. I mean, no disrespect, sir. I know exactly why you plan to blackmail her, and I believe any man in your exact position would be thinking the same thing right now. Go on. You're not thinking about the bigger picture. Something could pan out to be even more beneficial to your future. Get to the point, but don't panic, stay calm, he's testing you. How many more years do you think Ms. Gallo has left? Oh no, we ain't going down that road here. Me and her are the same age, for Christ's sake. I know she looks and acts all frail, but that old broad is gonna outlive all of us. Way to go, Terry, insult the man's age. How am I gonna spin this? Her health is said to be pretty poor. Mr. Bianchi, surely you can understand the point I'm getting at. Her poor health is well known to everyone. Her enemies grow by the day. She has not done well by her business since her death of her husband. Yeah, I get it. You want me to wait till she's out of the picture and form some kind of alliance with her son via blackmail? Yes. Well, I ain't happening, bitch. Said we get her crazy son out of the way to bother. I ain't forming no alliance with them gals. No, ever. But sir... You work for me. Don't you go question my decisions. I've been running this operation for years. Do not be rid of that piece of shit family for good. But we do it my way. Once at old broad is forced to kill her own son, she'll die of a broken heart. I can finally take over the whole gallow operation. No problem. And Xander? And what of the other son? Yeah, just leave him to me. I'm glad to hear you're so confident. I'm so screwed. Don't you be patronizing me. You're goddamn right. I'm confident. I'm waiting for a chance like this for 2 decades. I see. Anyway, I'm meeting with her tomorrow morning. Gonna get me a piece of that south side operation while I'm at it. That's an ambitious assertion. I have no clue what that is. What, you don't think she'll go for it? She'll do anything for me to keep my mouth shut about this. Well, I can't argue with that. I mentioned it last night. Or did he mention it last night? I honestly have no idea. You ain't allowed to argue with me about anything, child. Especially because I'm putting you in charge of the new Southside deal. I'm very grateful, Mr. Bianchi. Again, I have no idea what that means. And don't you forget it, bub! Well, that didn't go right at all. Seems my luck is plummeting right back down again. I feel so set up. Friday. Then Saturday. She's what? Dead! She croaked! You swear to me, you swear that you didn't say anything not to anybody. I swear on my mother's life, Bianchi. Mr. Bianchi, when did it? Yesterday. Completely out of nowhere. This completely ruins our plans for this outside deal, I think. I didn't even know. Please, Mr. Bianchi, you have to believe me. Oh yeah, whatever. Pan the mile, we're past that now. I'm thinking that she confronted him and after before she got a chance to dole out the punishment. She should have just had him killed outright. You never allow a guy like Gerald to get the upper hand. You mean, he killed his own mother? Seemed pretty likely. Now I gotta go try and smooth things over with him. Gonna be pretty tough facing the guy, not knowing how much he knows. Really ruthless guy if he done what I think he done. Can't believe any of this is happening. Yesterday I finally had some peace and quiet, and yet unbeknownst to me, something as huge as this was going down while I whiled away my time relaxing. And that might have been all because of me. What have I done? What have I done? You know, it's Monday. I'ma try to make some plans meantime. I want you waiting by your phone day and night, capiche? And you at my beck and call. Things are gonna move fast. Wednesday. Days went by and nothing. Way around like an idiot, even going as far as making Mog go get anything she needed from the store while I sat around by the phone. My nerves were completely shot the whole time. Couldn't he have reached out just once to give me an update? When I finally did hear from him, he did nothing to soothe my anxiety. In fact, he made things a hell of a lot worse. All he said was we gotta meet, we're in a whole lot of trouble. Great, I didn't already know that. Please just tell me how bad it is now. Real bad, boy. On me and scheduled his gallows house today. He wasn't even there. Nobody was. So, what does this mean exactly? As a sign out that outright disrespect tells me 2 things. 1, old previous agreements on territory disputes are kaput. 2, they want me to know they're gonna try and push me out for good. I've been trying to call them all day and nothing. This ain't good. So then what are we gonna do? I don't know, something big enough to grab their attention. I need them to talk to me. I'm willing to do just about anything it takes. If they shut me out, it means a war. I can't afford that shit. Truth be told, not at my age, not in this stage of the game. When you say something big, what exactly you have in mind? I don't know yet. Give me time to think. Stay by your phone again. I'll call you when I need you. Christ, what does it take me for? A slave? It's ridiculous. I have to stand by my phone for another few days while it goes and screws things up even more. I can't do this anymore. I need to get myself out of this mess before it's too late. Maybe it's too late. But if there's one thing this whole mess is showing me, it's that things can always get worse. I can talk to Gerald Gallo himself. One more thing. The Albert guy you used to work for seems he's missing or something. Of course. It just keeps getting crazier and crazier. Instead of running straight home, I go to the payphone and I call Ma from the day we got evicted. I don't want to just show up to his house uninvited unless there's no other choice. Hello? A cracking voice tells me I'm speaking to a teenage voice. Gerald's son. Good morning, young man. Good morning. I was wondering if your father was home? Oh. Hello? Mr. Gallo, how are you? This is Terrence Childers calling? Childers, you're one of Bianchi's guys, right? He remembers, although it seems like vaguely. I'm currently under the employment of Mr. Bianchi, yes? And what is Mr. Bianchi after now? Actually, I'm not calling you on his behalf. Well, you'll excuse me if I don't believe that. Good day, Mr. Childers. Please wait. Really, it is in your best interest to hear me out. Sincerely doubt that as well. Click. Ugh! Yeah, I knew I should have expected this. What do I do now? I mean, I tried, right? Conscience cleared? Huh, right, Terry. Get real, idiot. This isn't nearly over with, and you know things are bound to get even worse. Thursday. Again. Lo and behold, I was right. Bianchi called me this afternoon to let me know he'd come up with a brilliant plan. Went to Gerald's house to try and talk things over, catch him off guard and whatnot. They got there, however, things took a bit of a turn. He ran into Gerald's young daughter and decided maybe he could take back the upper hand after all by kidnapping the poor girl. I can't believe it's taken me this long to realize that maybe old Hans Bianchi isn't quite as bright or lucid as he used to be in his younger days. This guy was now a complete and total dipshit, which makes me even more of one for working with him in the first place. I can hear the yelling as they open up the screen door and enter the kitchen. Completely exposed and scared out of my wits, I stand before Gerald Gallo and his beautiful wife, tongue-tied, dazed, and shaking all the way down to my toes. Gerald, promise me you'll get her back! You piece of shit, you have some nerve showing your face here after all this! Mr. Gallo, I am not here on behalf of Mr. Bianchi. I just heard of his plans and came to try and offer my help. Bullshit, you knew about this before. No, but I suspected Bianchi would try to make a move to grab your attention, and that's why I tried to call you yesterday on the phone. Perhaps I should take you as a hostage of my own. Easy, Terry. That's right. This is what he means. You know damn well Bianchi wouldn't pay a cent for you. You could very well, Mr. Gallo, but I'm not worth much less to my employer than you seem to believe. But I'm worth much less to my employer than you seem to believe, and escalating matters even further is not in your best interest here. And what is in my best interest? I know the layout in Bianchi's manor. I know where all the guards are stationed, how to put the cameras, and he'll likely be holding your daughter. Well, I suppose that's mostly true. I can at least give him the rundown from memory of where the cameras and guards are. Those changes anyway. And why should I trust you? You have a choice, Gerald. Please, Mr. Gallo, if you don't take care of this my way, we're looking at a full-scale mob war between the families. Another reason with Bianchi, he doesn't seem to care anymore. And just what is this all about? I can tell you on the way to picking up your brother, Bianchi is in possession of information that could ruin your family. Right now, he just wants to make a deal. I know my boss. It's never enough with him, and eventually he'll use that information to control your every move. What information? I'll tell you about it on the way. We need to hurry. Please, you have to believe me. Go with him. I'll call the police. No, police must never learn of this incident. But, Alice, if you don't hear from me in 2 hours, you can call them. I suspect I know what Mr. Childers' plan may be. You mean 2 hours and not a moment later. Mrs. Gallo, please tell Xander and tell him we will be there to pick him up in a few minutes. Alright. Better not be lying, Childers. I assure you, Mr. Gallo, I couldn't be any more genuine than I am right now. Fine, let's go. Get in the car and start driving. Very upfront with the guy, explain that I don't want any harm to come to Bianchi from all this. I just want to right the things I've set wrong. And then I tell him my secret, or rather his secret, the one Bianchi wants to hold over his head. I swear I see a glimmer of panic in his eyes when I tell him that, and all of a sudden I start having second thoughts. Too late now, though. He knows what I know. All I can do now is trust that he wants to prevent a war as much as I do. He tells me as long as I keep my yap shut, no harm will come to me. Only then do I finally start to relax a bit. The rest of the rescue happens in a bit of a blur. After picking up Xander and going over the drawings I made of the mansion, we head up towards Bianchi's place. When they discovered Gerald's son had stashed himself away in the trunk, there was a bit of bickering. When they discovered Gerald's son had stashed himself away in the trunk, there was a bit of bickering, some threats made against one person, etc. All in all, despite me being strapped to the wheel of the vehicle while they went in guns a-blazing, I liked my chances of survival. Gerald even said to himself I did them a solid, and I helped him get his daughter back and hope it prevented the war in the process. He would let me live too. That was my main concern when all was said and done. I felt even better when everyone was home safe and sound. I got to see a warm reunion of mother and daughter, albeit from the car where they'd made me stay, and all was well again. I asked Gerald what had happened with Bianchi. He said everything was fine. I have to believe him. In the end, Gerald had his cousin Dean come out and drive me home. I would much rather have walked, but he insisted and said that I needed to be debriefed on the matter, whatever that means. Could it be I would be hired on full-time for my efforts? The whole thing made me nervous. I should have known we'd be coming back here after dropping them off. Xander, he really wanted me dead. He said as much more than a few times back there, so he's put this guy up to the task of taking me out. I take no pleasure in this, just so you know, if it were up to me, it wouldn't end this way, Childers. Yes, that makes it all okay. Don't be a whiny little bitch about it, just accept it. Would you be so accepting of your own death? Had I been stupid enough to ever work for a man like Bianchi? Yes. I work for Xander, that's far worse. I work for Gerald, not Xander. Then why do this to me? I know Xander's the one who put you up to this. Gerald, trust me now. You said it yourself, you trust me. Please, I'm begging you, just talk to Gerald. Man, you really just don't get how this all works. What the hell's he saying? Is he implying that Gerald is the one behind this? There's no way. There's no way! I would have got his daughter back. Who the hell prevent the war from breaking out? Who would have righted all my wrongs? What's that supposed to mean? Never mind. I suppose the whole situation would be funny if it weren't for what I'd have to do next. If I don't see anything funny about what's happened over the last 24 hours. So, are you gonna struggle, or can you come to terms with this? And there it is. The sentence of my death. This is it. My final stand. If there was ever a time for me to fight it, it's now. I'm not about to give up my life willingly. Guess it would be too much to hope for. Alright, let's have at it. I'll make this quick for you. I moved to throw a punch, but he hits me before I can fully get my arm up. Dazed on the ground, I stare up at the barrel of the gun. He waits a few seconds. I expect him to say something, but there really isn't anything else he can say. Down and out as always. Can't seem to catch a break. I don't ask for much, do I? You've reached the end of a day in the Strife. Thanks for reading. Well, that was that story. That was weird. I feel like I do. I'm like confused. Oh, you have to go through that every time. Okay, and it like de-highlights them. I'm like confused, but I feel like, you know, having played Butterfly Effect probably would have made more sense. So, I guess next time we'll do the recollections bit. So, thank you for watching. Thank you again, eastasiasoft, for the code. If you enjoyed the video, consider tossing a like, comment, subscribe, maybe click the bell for notifications. Also, be sure to check out the description below various links, social media, Discord. Come hang out, get notifications there as well. And until next time, this is rinimt signing out. Bye!